Good morning, folks. I'm Mr. B, and I'm here at the San Jose Museum of Art, but I'm with you guys virtually. And I'm going to be with you guys pretty often. We're going to be working on art projects together. Now, I know when we think about art, we sometimes think about the huge masterpieces, the big paintings and sculptures, but I want you guys to take a step back and start to think about yourselves as artists. One of the fun things artists do is tell stories. The medium they use, the materials they use, that's up to every single artist. But they're all trying to do the same thing. Tell us something that we need to know. Now, folks, when you're looking around your world, you can see all the beauty that surrounds you. We have beautiful people, beautiful plants, flowers, even games and toys that we like. Now, I also want you guys to start thinking about the stuff that's inside your brain, stuff that you think is awesome, anything you're curious about, what are you interested in, even the music and movies you like to watch. That is what makes our artwork very fun. Now, today, we're going to start working as artists. And I'm going to introduce you guys to one of the artist's most important tools, a sketchbook. Now, a sketchbook is a great place for every artist to remember their genius. If you're a comic book artist, a computer game animator, singer, dancer, photographer, a sketchbook is a place for you to write down all your great ideas. There's no way I can walk around and have great, beautiful, genius ideas and then go back to my studio and remember every single thing that I had in my brain as I was walking around. That's why a sketchbook is a great place to record your ideas. So when you get back to your studio, you can make those ideas great. You can expand them. Now, folks, sketchbooks come in all kinds of sizes. My daughters made me buy this teal one because it's so pretty. But it's a pretty big sketchbook. And sometimes when I open my sketchbook to these big blank pages, I can get a little scared to start drawing on these pages. So, to fix that, I just carry a smaller sketchbook in my bag. If I carry one of these in my backpack, I always have art materials. I can always start to draw or paint no matter where I am. And I don't need much, just this and something to write with. I told you sketchbooks are a great place to experiment. You can even experiment with the kind of paper that fills your sketchbook. Brown paper makes your drawings look a little different, and it might make you look at the world around you just a little bit differently. So feel free to experiment in your sketchbooks. That's super important. Another great thing about sketchbooks is they last a long time. Maybe in 20 or 30 years when you're a grumpy old man like me, you can look back at a sketchbook from 3rd grade and find out that you've loved Pokemon for so long. Now, these sketchbooks here have a spiral bound, and they'll last you a long time if you're careful with them. I want you to be careful with your sketchbooks. They're so much fun to look back at when you're already old like me. It's a good idea to write the date in your sketchbook too. That way when you look back to 2020, you can see exactly what you were into. Now, sometimes when I'm being a lazy lima bean, I carry this little tiny sketchbook and it fits right in my pocket. That way when I'm bored or I'm standing in line, instead of pulling out my phone to see social media, I can pull up my sketchbook and start to draw the people around me. I love to draw people. They're my favorite animal. What do you guys like to draw? Do you like to draw cars, or rocket ships, superheroes? You can draw anything in your sketchbook. That's the best thing about it. No one's going to see your sketchbook unless you show it to them. So you don't have to worry about making masterpieces. You don't have to worry about making something that's perfect. A sketchbook is a place for you to experiment, to explore, and to expand your ideas, not to make masterpieces. My sketchbook, the one I carry around, is this little tiny 4x6 sketchbook. When it's brand new, it looks like this, and that's nice. But when it's all filled up, it looks like this, and that's great. This tells me that instead of watching TV or poking at my phone, I was trying to create something. I was trying to see something. I was trying to explore in my sketchbook. Every time I make a line in my sketchbook, I'm learning something new. I want you guys to start learning something new too. Now, sketchbooks are so much fun because I can create any world I want in my sketchbook. I can be in outer space, I can be underwater, I can be a superhero, and I can make my little brother a supervillain. The only reason we have anything in the world that you guys like to watch on TV is because someone started in their sketchbooks. So let's get started. And don't worry if you don't have a sketchbook. In fact, any piece of typing paper, any pencil will work. So why don't you grab some paper and a pencil and let's get started. All right, folks, let's get started. So for today's first assignment, all you really need is a sketchbook with a clean page or a piece of paper, a pencil or something else to write with, and look around your house for something that's interesting and fun to look at. something that has a lot of details. I like these grumpy old men. All right, folks, we're going to start with our first assignment for today. Remember, it's not about making masterpieces, it's about practicing your observation skills. So to do that, we're going to start not with my grumpy old men. We're going to start with our hands. I want everyone to pull their hands right out and look straight at your hands and take a really close look at them. Now, if I'm just being a lazy lima bean, I can draw my hand like this. Boom. But does that look like this? Not really. So instead, what I want you guys to do, we're going to practice what's called blind contour drawing. That means we're going to draw without looking at our paper. And when we draw, all we're going to do is move our eyes very slowly around the edge of our hand, just like this. While our eyes are moving around the edge of our hand, our other hand will be drawing what our eyes are seeing. Now, the trick to this is to move very, very slowly. Don't worry about making masterpieces, and don't cheat by looking at your own paper. It's pretty challenging. Trying to see all the little wrinkles. Try not to lift your hand at all. And don't worry about making masterpieces. The idea is to not look at your paper, even if you feel like you really have to or you really want to. Wow, that looks horrible. But I'm not worried about it, because this is a practice in observation, not in masterpieces. Let's try this again, folks. In fact, whenever you're bored or don't know what to draw, try this exercise. It's a great way to get your brain warmed up so you're ready to draw masterpieces. You guys ready to go on to our next one? Let's do it. All right, folks, let's get ready for our next exercise. Now we're going to do something a little bit different. This time, I want you to go get that object that you found that's interesting to look at and fits in your hands. And I want you to take a couple seconds to touch all the different textures and all the different details you can feel on this object. Once you do that, I want you to close your hand and put it behind your back. I don't want you to look at this one. So for this exercise, I want you to draw what you feel. Try feeling all the textures possible and try to include them into your drawing. Ready? Let's start. Do not look at this object and just draw what you feel. Not what you imagined, not what you know it is. Just draw what you feel. Which is a little bit strange, a different way to draw, but that's okay. We're trying to experiment. And remember, folks, it doesn't have to look like the object. This is all practice. It's not masterpieces.
It's the fact of the day. Renaissance artist Leonardo da Vinci used his sketchbooks to draw, make scientific observations, and invent contraptions such as his human-powered helicopter machine. Fact of the day.
All right, folks, for this one, we're going to switch it up yet again. Now, we've already drawn by just using our eyes to observe and moving our pencil very slowly. We've also done a drawing that I'm calling a tactile drawing, where we just touched everything and drew what we felt. And as you've noticed, they haven't been perfect, but that's okay. Today, this next one is going to be a tracing. So all I want you to do is put your object down on your page. Just do a tracing as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want you guys to get practice with your observation skills. Holding them down nice and steady. And I bring my pencil around the outside edge to create a nice tracing. Just a note, folks, when you guys trace, it's not going to look exactly like the object, and that's okay. Good. We got the outline. Now what I want you to do is try to use some observation skills to add some details to this guy by drawing some of the details you can see. Remember, folks, we're not making masterpieces, we're just trying to make some observations. Again, not a masterpiece. Womp, womp, womp. That's okay. Let's move on to our next exercise. All right, folks, for our last drawing, we have a special guest with us. Miss Rowan is here, and she's going to help us draw from observation. For this last drawing, she's going to be placing that object right in front of her, and she's going to make sure she looks very closely, just like she did when I drew my hands. But this time, she's using her object. So she's finding a new page in her sketchbook, and she's going to start making her drawings. It's very important to take your time when you're drawing. I know a lot of times we like to rush, but it makes a big difference to take your time. Notice how Miss Rowan's taking her time making all these details very carefully. She's not worrying about erasing everything as she's drawing it. She's going to draw first and then come back and correct. Folks, did you guys notice how Miss Rowan started by doing the large shapes first and then taking her time to fill in some of the smaller details? Also notice the way she's holding her pencil. The grip is a little higher up, which gives her a looser line, and that lets her draw things without making them permanent on her page. She can correct them or go with it if she likes it. Well, folks, our time is up. It's time to clean up and go on with the rest of our day, but I thank you for being here with me today. I'll be back next time, and I want to remind you that our sketchbooks are very important. Today we found 4 different techniques to help us fill our sketchbooks. We started with our blind contour drawings, our tactile drawings, our tracings, and then we had Miss Rowan come in and help us with our observational drawings. So my challenge to you guys, get in that sketchbook and start to bring the outside world onto those pages so you can share it with the rest of us. Thank you.